So, believe it or not, most of this is on the surface of the paintwork. So we're going to use a chemical cleaner and we're going to try and strip most of this off. Much better. So all that's left is a couple of areas where it's gone too deep and gone down to the plastic layer. So we are going to hit it with a sander first of all. We'll probably just go straight ahead and hit it with 320 grit and we'll take the surface off. It's always worth just masking up the edges to make sure you don't cause additional damage. There is a slight little scratch underneath this tape anyway, and we're going to touch it up at the end. So the reason I'm starting with 320 grit this time is the damage is so minor, it's only just gone down to the plastic layer, and so I don't really need to hit it with P180 grit. I can just start on 320s and then we can slowly work away at the layers and feather out and smooth the edges. After the 320s, I'm going to go to P500 wet and dry. I like to do this with water. The bulk of the damage has already been removed with the 320 grit, so this is just to smooth those 320 score marks and to just get it as smooth as possible for primer. Next up is 800s wet and dry. Again, plenty of water. We're just going to remove the 500 scratches that we've just put in, replace them with 800s. 800s is perfect for primer adhesion and paint adhesion. The scratches are so minor that we're putting in now that just colour alone will cover over the 800 grit. Final part of the preparation stage now, before the primer, is grey scotch. This is what's creating the adhesion for the paint to stick everywhere else. If you don't get this part right and you miss anywhere, that's where paint's going to flake off. So just take your time and make sure you get it right, or you'll regret it. So it's all prepped and cleaned down now. Ended up coming out with 320 grit sandpaper, which was amazing. As you saw, we went over with 500, then 800, just to get it nice and smooth and feathered out. We're going to put an aerosol primer on there now, and we'll get some colour mixed up. So there we go, a couple of coats of aerosol primer, just to create adhesion on where the bare plastic was. So it's all had to clean down. We're going to get masked up now and get the paint on there. Masking is an extremely crucial stage in the painting process. What you're doing here is outlining the exact area you do not want product to go. It's important that all your panels are completely clean and contaminant free. This allows the tape to stick much better on the areas and gives you that nice crisp edging to all of your paintwork. When you're working on swage lines, again, it's really important to get the tape right on those lines. If you're not quite on the swage line, you'll end up with problems later on after you put your clear coat on. I love the tear method when it comes to masking. You get your rough outline of your paper on and rip the paper around the area. You end up with less folds and creases around the paper, which stops dust gathering in those areas, and you actually use less paper. So we're doing what's called a back mask technique on this swage line. So you fold the tape over onto itself to create a slightly softer edge with the tape alone. We'll get that later. Just creates a bit of a softer edge. Sometimes it's nice to have a bit of help as well. So while we were masking up, I noticed it's starting to rain. So as a safety, we'll put the marquee up now. Save us having issues later on with wet panels while we're trying to paint. Last bit of masking to go on is a fade out location. We'll just put this over there and we loop the paper over itself to allow a slight dusting of Clearcoat to go underneath. We can then put blender over the top. So now we're pretty much ready for paintwork. We're going to get a heat lamp on there just to preheat the panel a little bit before we start painting. You want the panel temperature to be around about 20 degrees. We're using a water-based product. And we'll lightly build up the layers of colour. Whites are quite transparent. They usually take around 5 to 6 coats of colour before they reach full opacity. We use the heat gun just to slowly evaporate the moisture out of the paint. And we can continue to apply another coat. Once we've reached full coverage with the base coat colour, we usually just stick a heat lamp on there and just bake the colour for around about 10 minutes just to ensure there's no moisture trapped in there. We're ready for a quick blow down for our first coat of clear. First coats I usually put on a medium coat. It's not fully wet, just to allow it to get a slight build of clear. When it comes to Clearcoat number 2, we'll go quite a bit heavier to get a nice flow. Clearcoat requires around about 6 to 7 minutes flash off time. After the flash off time, you can stick it in for a heat lamp on. I tend to bake around 55 to 60 degrees panel temperature for about 20 minutes. So, it's all dry. We're going to give it a flat down now with 1500s wet and dry, and then we're ready for a machine polish. We're not putting much pressure on the paper at all. It's just the weight of our hand that we're applying on. I'm not using a block here simply because it's such a curved panel. If we end up using a block, we can dig in and end up removing all the clear coat on a specific area, and we don't want that. So we'll just give it a quick dry off and check it for any other imperfections in the clear coat. It's a tiny bit just here. And there we are, perfect. So we'll give it a polish down now using Freckler's G360 compound on a green buff mop. Green buff mops are quite flexible, still a little bit firm, but quite flexible to go around curves much easier. So I just always prefer using the green buff mop. So I'm going to put some polish on the buffing head. Let's just rub it over the panel first, just to get the majority of the polish spread out. If you don't do that, when you turn your polisher on, it'll splatter everywhere. So it's just to eliminate that happening. Going to be very careful around this edge here. I want to try and keep the buffer away from this this line as much as I can here. So I'm going to come in with my polisher and I'm going to tilt a little bit and work my way up to the edge without going fully flat and polishing down like this. If I do that, I'm just going to burn the paint straight off the edge there. Beautiful. Let's get it unmasked. So we've just got that little bit there we're going to clean up. The customer didn't want that bit repairing, so we're going to end up just touching that in with a bit of white. Thanks for watching this video. If you won't mind dropping a like and maybe even clicking subscribe, it's completely free of charge and it helps support the channel. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next video.